Hi Girltalk Book Club girlfriends, it's now March and we are on the topic of relationships and maintaining them. Another big topic, I know, they're all big topics, but this one is really critical to the health and well-being of our soul and of our health, our body, our soul and our spirit. Because for me, I've noticed that if relationships or a relationship in my life is out of sorts or not good, it just does seem to cloud other things. I like everything in my life to be peaceful and goodwill and people to be in harmony with one another. And I think as mothers and as women, that's really where our heart is. We are the peacemakers, and so it's, I think, our responsibility in some ways to try and keep everybody in good relationship with one another. But one of the things, quality relationships does determine the success and well-being in our life. As a business person, I have become more and more aware over the years how important it is to have good relationships with people that we have connection with, that we are in partnership with, that people we do business with. So, you know, from a professional level, I know that knowing how to have good relationships and maintain them is the key to our success on a professional level. But also too, I believe that maintaining good relationships on a personal level is really what brings us joy. It brings us a connection and it brings us happiness and significance and feeling valued. So one of the things I've got here in the book on the chapter relationships and maintaining them is knowing how to place people in the right place in your life. When we expect too much of others, that we will be disappointed and we'll feel let down, and maybe we'll even be cross, and the relationship will come into question. So we need to be really careful about where we are placing people in our lives. Have we got them in the right place, in the right proportion of time, etc. Clear boundaries are required for long-term healthy relationships. Understand that not all people should take equal place in your life. Not everybody you meet is supposed to be your best friend. Not everyone who is part of your life should be very, very close to you. Sometimes it's time to close the door on some relationships that have become unhealthy. But the key is, how do we maintain good relationships long term? So one of the things is that we have to identify where people do fit in our lives. Obviously our family are top priority. And so they should get the most of our time, the most of our energy and our resources. Friendships, very important, but should not override family. Professional people in our lives are important, but we need to keep them in perspective with our time and priority. Make sure these relationships really do benefit us professionally. It's easy to get sidetracked with relationships that have no value. Social acquaintances, all of these relationships have value as long as you understand the proportion and the place they deserve in your life. Female relationships are great, girls. We love girlfriends, but make sure you understand where each one fits and give it the appropriate time and place. Not all relationships are equal. Not all relationships are necessarily good for us. As women, we need to understand the familiarity, control and manipulation are not part of healthy relationships. And this will be one area where we will lose a relationship very quickly if we start to control and manipulate it. Guard against being too busy to invest time into valuable relationships. You know, I often think about, you know, when I'm in the latter years and maybe, you know, I don't have as many people around me as I do now. You know, my desire, my prayer, my hope is that I'm going to have some great people in my life as I grow older and as my life changes seasons, I'm hoping that I will take people with me, maintaining valuable relationships over long periods of time. Lifetime relationships are what's important to me now. So being part of the Girltalk Book Club is part of that. You're growing relationships, growing friendships, you're building trust and confidence in one another. There's one thing I saw earlier this year, and it was a movie called The Avatar. Some of you may have seen it. It was a fantastic movie. And in it, these beings, I guess you could call them, had this saying when they loved one another, when somebody was significant in their lives, they would say, "I see you, I see you." And I love this because I thought it's great to say I love you and you're important to me, but I think, in the movie it portrayed that when we really do see one another, it's a different sense of value and a different sense of appreciation and a different sense of loving them when we truly see them for who they are and love them for who they are. So we are all personally responsible for our relationships. And the Girl Talk Challenge this month is to choose one relationship that you have at present that is very, very important to you. A person you want to be in a close, respectful relationship for a long time. Decide what you are going to put into that relationship to deepen it and to maintain it. So it has an opportunity to be all that you hope it will be. Remember, girls, that we get out of relationships what we put in. And it's easy to start a relationship, but it takes time and effort to maintain relationships long term. So spend some time pondering this month who you're in relationship with, who you want to be in relationship with, who is valuable to you. So the month of March is the power of maintaining relationships. Thanks, girls, and I look forward to seeing you soon because we do have an event coming up, and so I hope you'll all gather your friends and come along. Thank you.